Good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night to all of you. I don't know what time it is when you're listening to this. I'm your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm here with my co-host, the marvelous Marla the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
As well as our good buddy, Justin Hey You and the Bushes Robinson. And if that doesn't say it all, I don't know what else. Hey.
Oh, it's great. Right off the start.
So, today, in honor of Justin, since he's a pretty kick-ass metal musician himself, doesn't believe shit I say, apparently.
No.
We're going to be getting into some prog metal. So, if you're fans of... yeah, there it is.
I'm in. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're fans of Dream Theater or Symphony X, you should dig this band. And I have to take just like a break. I'm going to record it separately and just have like this epic voiceover for it. But I definitely have to read the start of their bio because it's fucking amazing. So,
in the wilderness of Kimberley, British Columbia, Canada, with a fascination for astronomy, Kevin Thiessen, Daniel Airth, Colin Righton, and Ferdy Belland united to create the interplanetary instrumental prog metal that would come to be known as Phaeton.
And I just think that's fucking epic. So, I don't know what you think. I think it's a fantastic thing that I'm gonna.
I'm down.
I feel like that intro requires like pyrotechnics at some point.
Oh, I'll put that in too in post. We'll fix it in post.
Explosions.
Right? We'll do it on the day.
Many
Fuck it, we'll do it on the day.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna sound effect that whole intro, and it's just gonna be like interplanetary sounds and all that stuff.
Ooh, nice.
Great.
While we call occupants of interplanetary craft.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's not gonna let me actually move this track while we're recording. So that being said, we're gonna listen to one of their new songs off of their latest EP. What the fuck is it even called? This is always the fun part where I'm just like, the hell am I doing? Yeah, so they just released a playthrough video for this track called Labyrinth, which is one track from their debut self-titled album that dropped this past December. And so without further ado, here's Labyrinth. You remind me of the Babe.
see it. Like early Dream Theater, early Symphony X. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's not like it's well before Underworld came out.
Before.
Like a decade before. You know what I mean? So that's Labyrinth by Phaeton. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, so I love that. So obviously no one can see what the hell's going on here. So while we're listening to the tune, Justin's tapping out all the time signatures for the song. I just want to give a little description that they put on their Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
We're here to rescue 13/8 polyrhythms from the shadows of indie rock domination and reclaim prog metal as Canada's music. Operators are standing by.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like 7 and 6 is 13. Yeah, over 8. Makes sense.
Yeah. See, that's over my head.
Yeah, I know jack shit about time signatures. So.
Yeah, I see that drummer. I see what he's up to. The bass player does a lot of cool walking too. The guitarist, I see the John Petrucci in him for sure. Especially that lead section. So there's a lead section where the bass starts like do 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 do, right? He's just sticking with the drummer and they're married, and then lead guitarist gets a riff a little bit. It was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see? I want to see somebody take that song and like put it over like a compilation of different scenes from the Labyrinth movie, because it was Labyrinth that I was thinking of David Bowie the whole time as Jareth the Goblin King. I want to see that now.
I mean, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's the fucking point.
Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as that's where we're going with that, because it was like, all I can see is
somebody
him throwing a baby in the air.
Yeah, exactly. I want somebody out there who has video editing skills. Please make this and send it to me.
I'm sitting right here. I was gonna say something about this song, but it's kick-ass. I wish I could play any of those instruments that well. And this is good old Canadian grown
Where are they from?
tunes. They're from BC, from Kimberley, BC, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
How many people are in the band?
West Coast rock.
Four people.
There's 4 people?
Yeah, so 2 guys swap off the lead and rhythm guitars.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so that might have been the 2 different flavors in the soloing there. And, and then drums and bass.
I was wondering, writing-wise, because the song is cool, because it sounded like they were showing off different people on purpose. The bassist had an opportunity to walk, the drum had a lot of cool polyrhythms throughout, but then at the end got to tease things that, you know, other people look for on purpose, like the double bass doing that like that over and over again.
Yeah.
That was pretty tight. And the guitarist had some cool stuff going on. There was a lot of cool alternating rhythms and harmonies.
Yeah, it's fucking solid. That's what I was gonna say. All they're missing is their James LaBrie. I think. Like I was waiting, like in the one spot where it just like stopped, and you're like, okay, now it's gonna pick up again while we were listening. And I was like, yeah, and that's right where James LaBrie would come in after like the 2-minute long intro.
Sort of really typical like James LaBrie thing to come in, like a mellow vocal and vocals that don't mean anything yet, like I'm walking through the night haunted, right? And then you're just like, oh yeah, right?
But then once it really kicks off, he starts doing that high as fuck stuff.
Just gets into it. That was sick
for sure. Yeah.
What I liked is because I was waiting for the spacey stuff, realizing there was no keys.
Yeah.
Right? Because just especially with the Dream Theater kind of toss up, like the prog metal, like like this.
So you don't have Jordan Rudess kicking in there.
Right. So I was waiting for like a really like keys sound, but then like guitar came in with the UFO sounding lead, like chock full of effects. Satisfied. I was waiting for that, so that was cool.
Sweet. So that's Labyrinth. We're going to dig into the second of 3 tracks that we've got from them today, and the second one is called Phantasm.
Okay.
It's a really weird ending.
That was super hype, though.
Like, yeah,
it just like built up right to the end there. That was cool.
I like how they wrapped it up the same way that that was kind of cool. Like they opened and closed it with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the piano in that. It was just like,
fantastic.
Yeah. Caught me talking shit about no keys, and then tossed the piano in. The cool call and response between that and the lead.
Yeah.
I love that.
Nice.
That was great.
And I would love to give a shout out to whoever it was who did the keys on that, but based on the band members here that I'm looking at, there's no credit for keys. So
Yeah, one of them maybe.
Good
Props
for one
though.
of you or whoever you brought in.
You're fucking
Whoever
awesome.
played it or like whoever programmed it, if that's how it was done, whatever it was, good note choice, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
That spacey shit was interesting too.
I love like the UFO kind of soundtrack, like the sound effects. Yeah, that was kind of cool with the wall.
And just before the breakdown, that subsonic, and it came out just before the switch.
The sound effects in that were pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the bass player, Ferdy Belland, man, you got some fat bass.
He's got some tasty choices. I like the drop. So there was the drop where the bass got to woo all the way down. That was cool. The fact that the drummer made it really head bobbable and it's 5/4 the whole way. The whole way. So it's an odd time the whole way and it's still groovy. That was super sick. And I don't know if I'm like the only anime geek in the room, but I wonder how much Death Note they watched.
Oh my god, yes!
Right? I'm not going to recall the original melody because that's not my accusation. I just love that it's the same feel.
Yeah,
Super
no, I know
cool.
exactly what you're talking about. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool vibes.
Yeah, and so this is called Phantasm, which, I mean, whatever that brings in your mind, the first thing I thought, it's interesting, you go to Death Note, the first thing that I thought of when I thought Phantasm was one of the old Batman cartoon movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I instantly thought of that, so while I was listening to that, and like the jazzy piano coming in there and certain bits, like when it would be fairly emphatic, I was like, it kind of works. Like, so you wanted to see the last track with Labyrinth, I want to see this with a Batman movie.
There you go.
The piano reminded me of like film scorey, video game scorey. Like it specifically reminded me of Final Fantasy 13, which I really liked.
You know what I don't know why it made me think of Castlevania, but it did.
Yeah, it's got that same
I was
orchestral...
like thinking about Castlevania.
Yeah.
Some of that combat piano from Final Fantasy.
Exactly. Like it had almost like a video gamey kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. It's a cool melody and it carries momentum. It's kind of like the two main qualifiers for like video game scores thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Super rad.
I want a boss fight to that.
Right?
Boss fight to that.
That's what I want to play every time I'm at a red light and I don't know who the fuck is going first. That's what I want to play.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah. That's great.
Right on. So, our third and final track from this epic prog metal band from Canada is called Siege Engine, which, I mean, I've heard bits and pieces of this, and it's...
Okay, I like the name, so I hope the song lives up to the name. I really do.
Tasty, man.
It's a tasty name.
It's not what I expected from the title. I expected, like... I'm just going to let you listen to it now.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do
Let
it.
the song speak for itself.
Yeah. squeal like a fucking pig.
I have so much from that song I'm trying to remember to talk about. Jeez.
Oh, man.
It's so very much like Symphony X to me, like all the way through, and the way that the dynamics of the song change each time makes me think of Symphony X, and it specifically makes me think of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And considering the length of the song and the way the changes worked, and now trying to remember all the pieces of the song, it's like we just ran a fucking Odyssey. And
like I love
awesome.
just the whole like the whole sort of. What's the word I'm looking for here?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. But, like, yeah, I love the whole different, like, sections of the song, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the song has different acts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to put into words. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was really interesting. I like the whole wave effect in the middle of that. That was cool, where it just, like, breaks down and there's, like, the ocean. That's sick.
That's... Stuff like that's super. This is me geeking out. Stuff like that's like low key super smart because oceans are often calming on purpose. Mm-hmm. It's a good way to get you out of like the lead guitar into the clean guitar they bring in right after that because that's the first time they bring in clean guitar that really rings out.
Yeah,
and they arpeggiate the entire chord. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was geeking hard.
I love it.
I still like that in the middle of the first lead section. The slides down. Yeah, that was fucking tight.
Mm-hmm. Those harmonized squeals, man.
And then,
that's what gets me. I'm just,
They hit the harmonized squeals. And then the whole back end is like the drummer just toying with you on purpose, where he's doing 5/4 and then adds the sixth bar every now and then, or he's doing straight fours like the bar of 8, and then he takes off 2 so that at the end sounds like 6. He just fucks with you the whole way.
See. He's fucking with you because neither of us were like, man, the way that drummer's fucking with my head. Like, I guess I get a sense that he's fucking with me because I don't get the beat.
I'm the only one geeking over here. Like, oh, is he counting in 4s on purpose and then 2, or is that 8 and 6, or is that just 2 sets of 7 with different feels?
It's because you're the only one of the three of us knowledgeable enough to geek out in that respect.
Big respect for the drummer. I see you, buddy.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah. Siege Engine, man, that's it's a long haul, very much like a Siege, but ultimately worth it to me anyway.
The rhythm sounds so much like early Dream Theater.
Yeah.
The way the guitar is like it's like this weird. It's almost like a foreign jig when you dance across it. Like if you were to bob your head across it and know where the accents are, like they're different every time.
Yeah,
it's cool. I really like it.
It's the chord changes on the guitar. Like certain parts where it breaks down and it's like ding 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 ding. I'm like, oh man, and the tone too is Symphony X to me.
Yeah,
but like I
pick up.
Yeah, but I totally get the beat all the way through. Just like holy shit. Again, where's James LaBrie? Where's Jordan Rudess rocking on the keys? Right. It's interesting the virtual instruments there at the start with the flute.
Yeah, the virtual instruments.
The initial hit, you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah,
it's not what you expect when
just the symphony hit right off the bang.
When you get the title Siege Engine, the first thing I think of is not like a heavy orchestral hit into,
Yeah. No, when I heard the name the first time, I immediately I was like, it's going to be low drone guitars. But then I realized that's not what I heard the first 2 songs, so what's their take on a Siege Engine?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Which, I dig it. I get it. Because it kept going. It didn't stop, you know what I mean? The song kept going.
So, thanks everyone for tuning in. That was Phaeton, kick-ass West Coast band. Or I guess they're not West Coast. Well, I don't even know. I don't know where Kimberley, BC is. So, it could very well be on the coast.
It's the West Coast.
You know what? It's the West Coast. Whatever. So, kick-ass prog metal band from the west coast of Canada. Tune in next episode for an Argentinian band called Flying Carpets, which is kick-ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm already intrigued.
Yeah. It's very not this.
I like me some international eats, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go.
It was fucking great. I just redid the site and put out a bunch of posts, and that day, Buddy was like, "Hey, we're an Argentinian duo, and we just caught that you rebooted your site or whatever, and please review our shit. And I was like,
let's go.
Let's fuck. And then I started listening to it and I was like, oh! I was like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
So yeah, so tune in the next episode for Flying Carpets. Have a good one, everyone.
See you later.
Peace.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.
Joe, Steve, or Rael were like the three that I always saw. I had to walk by them all the time. And yeah, they'd be
You just got to know them.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, how's what we used to, the SP Dubs. That's what we used to call her for Shopping Cart Witch. They'd be like, oh, she's fine. And then, and she'd like yell at some people like across the road. And then Joe would like look at them and be like, just give them the wave, like, you're fine, I'm here. And then people would be like, okay, because especially it was like a lot of people traveling, so they're not from Toronto, they come out of the Ramada. That's and like, fucking SP Dubs, just like screaming at them.